I would like to invite our next speaker, who is Dr. Indira Raj from ETN, if you would please.
Okay. Good morning, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for the ITU to give me the opportunity to talk on behalf of the FTN and its partner. Actually, our FTN is a very small organization that is being under the umbrella of the telecenter.org, and then we are just very emerging up, and then we are the non-profit organization that is only one mission is to build up all the digital divide. So this is our coverage area of member countries. But since we are very small and very volunteer-based non-profit organization, so right now we got only about 20 active member countries, right? So its tech turn, MBDN is just around 7 years, 6 years, and right now in this 3 years is located in Secretariat in Bangkok, Thailand. So you can see that among the member countries, about 50 plus, we have around only 20 that is active and have a good partnership among each other. So this is an event that our Secretariat office, that is all the members among the FDN member countries has keep moving on our partnership to work together. Our active member countries kind of like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh and Philippines, especially among the South Asian. We work very closely, collaboration kind of that. So this is the CEO of NICT India, that is a very active member, and then kind of collaboration among our mothers organization. So you can see that our partnership is more on the sharing the hand and partner our asset together. How can we move together as a partner in some of the agreed priority topic? For example, like we are agreed to prioritize on the smart women, how to empowering the women empowerment kinds of that. So we start up lots of activity about women empowerment among all the partners, and the key partner of Thailand as a Secretariat Office of FTN is the Ministry of ICT Thailand, and then ITU itself and others like UNESCO, UNESCAP and others. So this kind of marginal women that they never thought before to be somebody with the ICT health kind of that. And then this is the latest event that she's the ethics group lady, and work very hard to empowering the women in her group, and kind of, so it's come up to be the evidence. So what happening up in kinds of, I will not talk in particularly in broadcasting. How can we use broadcasting to be kind of the mechanism to create kind of inclusive to all partners? So this is an initiative by the Ministry of ICT Thailand that they are very got a very positive policy to support the kinds of digital divide. So from the originate initiative in Thailand, and then it's coming up to be the FTN vision. So nearly a decade of digital divide empowerment, it proved that not only the MICT Thailand or even the telecenter.org or even ITU or even other partners, we cannot sustain ourselves if we don't use the partnership model. And the most significant successful to make the e-inclusive success and sustain is the people partnership. We have about 2,000 telecenter in Thailand and even in the Southeast Asia. If people are not empowered, it will be finally die down. So kind of we set up our mechanism to be all partnership. So that is make it happen nearly a decade already. So the for the point for the first one to make it happen as the access point of ICT accessibility in Thailand and in the region. I think that among the Asia Pacific region, we have kind of collaboration and partner. Some already in advance, some is follow up, kind of that. So for the accessibility, it is quite no doubt among us now because partner help partner. So the second one that we are doing is kind of how can we use ICT for kinds of partnership and inclusive. That is all we have done. So among our APTN mission, we just only make it simple and make it possibility, make it possible. So just talk among our member that hey, just fulfill this kind of function. So our mission is how can we use ICT to let our people have more money to survive themselves. That is our first mission. And then second is how can we use ICT to access to any benefit, to any welfare that is fundamental for their daily life. And then the third one is how can they voice up or broadcast their success story to the people, kind of that. So this is what we have done, and then we start up step by step for nearly a decade. And then we found out that by our mission together among the region, we focusing on the women is like the breadwinner of the family, and then we use ICT to access to them, and then partnership come from many sectors. Right now we got kind of Microsoft citizenship to work together, focusing on creating the young entrepreneur among the Southeast Asian. Like right now we pilot with Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia, and Thailand, Philippines, kind of that. So this is what we work with the partnership to empowering the youth, right? And then what we have found among the partner in creating more marketing channel to all the partner or the grassroots people is we create all the marketing channel to all, like for the less developed, for the most developed, kind of that. So this is the real marketing, online marketing for all the community product that is happening up. So if you want to shop, you can easily go into this online shop and then use your credit card, and then that could make it happen. So what we try to do is we partner with many of the expertise partner, and then topping up kind of not only accessibility, but how can we topping up kinds of empowering to all of our grassroots. So the drive among the APTN region is not only among the country, but it's among all the region that can make it happen. Once it's happened, it's come up to be lots of visitors among the members. You just imagine that among our region of Asia Pacific, we have a lot of, right now, as I have already informed you, that we got 20 active members, and the most active is like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Philippines. They keep coming and visiting, kind of that. So we make it like a turning point to make kind of, okay, ICT for the could be kind of the entrepreneurship, so make it happening up. So with the partner of many of agency, so the ICT could make it as the local tourism entrepreneur, kind of that. So this is what happening up, what they have done, and then tourism industry. And then kind of the similar situation of the high turnover of the IT volunteer in the region, because once they come up to us as a nobody with no skill of ICT, and then they got trained, well trained in ICT, and they got to be somebody, and then they shift to be other skill, ICT skill demand market, and then we keep training people we keep training people about ICT literacy. So it's coming up to be kind of a virtual academy training, and then partnership with many of the agencies come to us to work together, like not even about the ICT for earn a living, but also the ICT for their daily life, kind of. And then this one is the current project that is supported by the MICT Thailand and the Telsom of the region, that is designed that the online class for the grassroots ASEAN community is not just for only the general one, but it needs to be designed for the universal design. So even they are the deaf, the blind, and kind of any kinds of disability, they can got the opportunity to access to this learning, online learning, right? So this one is the current pilot one, and then going to implement soon in this end of year. So the concept design of this inclusive online learning platform is universal design, so everyone, not only their disability or the general one, they are get the opportunity to learn. So this is the pilot that the MICT Thailand and other partner has started by this year. You might observe that the top three great one is to serve our region, kind of especially among the ASEAN, to speak English. The grassroots people is we serve the demand that they need to learn English to sell their tourism, to sell their product, kind of that. So this is what we are piloting now. And then about the broadcasting, because we got a very active NBTC in Thailand to do kinds of digital broadcasting. So we just, APTN is just use digital broadcasting as a tool, right, and work along with them. So we have used a lot of online radio and digital TV, and then we found that all kinds of digital or community digital TV cannot be successful if we don't got the partnership with the people themselves. So this is all the leaders that they make their own digital program. They just make a simple clip, and then just want to share what they have done about their success story in the community. This is very popular, and then it's really a big move to all the success story in the region, because anyone could be access to the digital technology, and then make that digital technology to move their own daily life, their own marketing, their own earning, their own dignity. So this is very popular now. So you can follow up in the telecenterchannel.org. Even right now, you can do it now, right? So if you have programming, and then the most significant success among the digital broadcast in this community level is the disability people. They can got the chance to voice up whatever kind of story they want to voice to the people. Just only the smartphone in their hands. That's it. So they can make a very simple clip and say that, hey, I can do the BPO business. I can do many kinds of activity to serve the society. So just let me share with you kind of that. So right now we just got a lot of story from the variety of partner and even the people themselves. So what we do is just to do the programming and set up the priority for them. And then another thing that is MICT Thailand has initiated is kind of the cyber volunteer. Cyber volunteer is you may already know very well since our young young, right? We all got learn about Girl Scout and Boy Scout, and then even in Thailand also the Scout principle is very well known. So the Scout principle is kind of volunteer spirit and creativity, kind of that. And then the target of the ICT in Thailand and in the region is more on the youth and the children. So we integrate kind of Scout principle into the cyber top up, and then create this one to be the cyber volunteer. And then this is the third year of cyber volunteer in Thailand that is initiated by the MICT and other partners. And it's proof that not only the youth that need the cyber security knowledge and skill, also the parent, also the community people. So right now, anyone that is can see any kinds of sensitive issue, they can just log in this website of cyberscout.am.th. That is a bilingual website, and then they just check in and then, hey, I have seen some sensitive issues, so please, and then. So this is the one that we design for them. So finally, partnership can make it happen to be the hub of the e-inclusive development. So among the FDN region, we have the mission together, right? We have the mission together that digital development in the region have to be majority voice from our people. So if the people voice themselves in this kind of activity, so they can answer the question of, is that appropriate or not? Is that can be adaptive or applied or not? Is that could be transformed to be any betterment in the region or not? So this kind of thing has been happening up. And then we also under the turning chip from the standalone telecenter ICT for the center to be the center with ICT. The center with ICT is anyone can use ICT in this center in a very professional and creative way. So this is the how we talk among the active member of the region to move that this center be not only for the ICT function, it will be for ICT as a tool to activate, to facilitate any development in each community in the region. So the telecenter or the ICT for the in the region will be more on professional and enjoyable and meaningful and appropriate to what they need. So the next transform or the next transition of the ICT for the in our commitment of the APTN is not just only ICT talk. It will be ICT and or inclusive of the people in the region. So this is what we are. And then I think that we also have a small conference in each year. Like for example, by this year we got a very along with this event that partnership for the development. So this is going to be in November also. So in this opportunity, I would like to thank ITU for the always good support, and then the policy backup that is very concrete, successful of ICT for the in Thailand and in the region is Ministry of ICT Thailand and also coming up NBDC. So no doubt that this is the reason why even our week in English of Thai people, but the members saying that okay, Thailand might be the hub for all ICT for the connectivity. So I think that by the help of partnership with policy and partner, so I think that it might be open floor for you all to see that, hey, what we have tried and error in our region, and what should be any top up that we can help suggestion, help contribution, help sharing the hands, kind of that. I would say that in my daily life, mostly we got lots of visitors in a month from the member country to see that, hey, how's going on, how the ICT can be applied into the people, especially the marginal people, and and how can the partnership make it happen. So this is the process of good governance and make it open. So this is what we have done, and then I think that in this so soon we will have more and more active member of FPTN to share their hand. And right now we've got about 20 active members, and then it will keep increasing. So I would confirm that the ICT4D or even the super ICT, if we don't have the partnership from people, it will be no doubt that it will be not sustained and successful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your inspiring presentation. I would like to open the floor for any comments or expression of interest. I hope that you will take advantage and submit a project document. And also add on ICT4D and GM for disaster management, because I think with your wide volunteer base, it would be very good to empower them also in disaster preparedness, so that they can respond at a local community level in the event of a disaster striking. But are there any comments? Yes, I see a hand up at the back. If you could identify yourself.
Thank you for presentation. I'm S.Y. Yoon from Asian Development Bank. I remember that 2 years ago we had ADB supported technical assistant, which the regional technical assistant project. The final conference was held in Thailand, and then at the final conference, the major issue was sustainability, financial sustainability, and then scalability. How to small-scale telecenter to the nationwide the initiative, and then how to sustain the small-scale telecenter to income-generating sustainable initiative. That was the key issue. And then you mentioned from 2007 to 2013, it was scaled 100 times. So from 20 telecenter to 2,000 telecenter now. So I just wonder what is the major reason for the Thailand to scale up the telecenter, and then also you have variety of programs now, and then I like to compliment this current progress, but also I just wonder what if you have some the barriers to go further, then what is current major barriers and obstacles, and then what make this current success possible, and then two things.
Thank you very much, Dr. Indirarat. Maybe I could add, I think the history that we have of community telecenters is not that bright in some parts of the world, because, for example, there is a challenge of power. Then people steal, even if you put solar panels. Sometimes the management of the funds is not very transparent. So there are many problems associated. What is the secret behind your success?
I think Dr. Kim already told you at the first day, because smartly digital partnership, that is not the secret. So I sit at the back of the room, and then somebody saying that we might change the smart to be innovative. I exactly not so agree, but I am just the observer. So I say that because like I may introduce that I'm from Open University, we call People University. So meaning that right now the successful of partnership, we need the smart people, we need the smart partner. So that is the reason of the successful. So the nearly a decade of ICT in Thailand, I think that is a holistic smart partner, because MICT Thailand, there has a lot of function, there's a lot of urgent thing to do, but for the one among the top priority of MICT Thailand is to reduce all the digital divide. And then they assign the good partner like me. I'm also a good partner. That is the second secret. Because my career is a development communication professor. So if I do best, that meaning that is also back up my professionalism. So I'm saying that it's a win-win situation, good governance. Yes, it might be very slow. Might be very slow walk to prove it, but I think that the partnership, especially with the army of people, right? We don't focus much on the big partner, because sometimes they get rich and then they don't care for us because we are very small. So we just care for the army of people. So if the army of people, that means the majority of people can survive. That meaning that they can, the network or the ICT for the activity can survive, and survive based on their ownership. So kind of that. So I think that only the problem in ICT for the in Thailand is our English, because we have a lot of product to be sold. We have a lot of tourism to be shared. We have a lot of success story to be shared, but we got a very limitation in English. And then my English also not so good, but even me alone and some small staff of us, we cannot taking care of the whole success story in Thailand. So to answer the ADB delegate, I think that the financial sustainability right now in Thailand, I think that the people partner, they can quite sustain by themselves, because it's quite saturated already for nearly a decade. We can produce a lot of leaders from ICT for the activity in Thailand. Most of them turn to be the local IT trainer. Most of them turn to be the DJ online. Most of them turn to be the IT consultant. So they can earn a lot. So many of them transform themselves to be the community entrepreneur. And then they're saying that what is the highest dream of mine is to be the English speaker, so I can train the whole ASEAN, because we have proved some example, like we among the ASEAN region, the similar language that we can use is Thai and Laos. So we send our Thai people, Thai grassroots people to Laos and let them have a peer training. The grassroots they got a very enjoy. And they don't like me, I'm very old and very out of place for them, right? They got a very friend-to-friend training, and then they request more. And then it's the very cheapest, because we are land link. We just put our grassroots ICT trainer into the bus and then send them to the Laos, and then. So this is the reason why we try to the other secret maybe we try to listen to them. We try to listen to the people partner that, hey, what do they want? They want English, so we serve them English. They want online television, so I talk to MICT Thailand, hey, my minister, our people need the digital TV. So the minister of MICT Thailand talked to the CAT Telecom and TOT telecom service provider that we need your spectrum, kind of that. And then CAT Telecom provide 1 hour a day for us, and then they exercise the power. And then I just being the facilitator for them. So my job is very easy. Just listen to their question and then answer them. And then link with you, link with the team, link with the many agencies, and then my job finished. That's a secret.
Okay, thank you very much. That's what professors do. They listen to people and answer questions. But maybe I should tell you that you have another secret you didn't mention. It's your humility. I heard you say first, my organization FTN is very small, but we see that it's growing in strides. Then you said, my English is not very good, but you are very proficient. Then you said, I'm very old, but you are looking very young. So thank you very much for...
In fact, I would like to comment and appreciate Dr. Commonwealth. In fact, she and ITU and with lots of partners, we really worked closely for many years. And then, in fact, the project from MCMC will be presented in the later part of the session. And then I would like to encourage you and all this community of people who can actually participate in the competition that ITU and MC is just launched for the summit. Because I really like and appreciate and promote the issues like diversity with disability and like Cyberscout. I was thinking to link with the Scout and bring all these resources and volunteers. In fact, one of the center, we send the Korean volunteers to actually the center, which is housed in the temple in about 500 kilometers away from the temple. So likewise, the imagination of creativity is the only limit for your creativity. And as she actually proved that it's not only a smart partnership, innovative partnership that's really happening. So I
Thank you very much. I remember we signed an agreement, ITU and Telecenter Toto about a year ago. So we are very proud and we stand ready to work with you. With these words, thank you very much, Professor. Allow me to invite